Change, adapt to that change, be innovative, and to prosper from that innovation. So I will say hello to Maria, and how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. It's always lovely to be here.
Yeah, it's always great to talk to you. Yes. And hello, Nakinda, how are you today?
Hi, Natasha, I am doing good. And hi, Maria. Thank you for having me on your program. Thank you.
You've got a lovely bright background.
The sun is coming through.
Got a lovely room to record.
Yeah, you have the perfect Zoom environment.
Exactly. They need to replicate that and put that on Zoom.
Quite a lot this last few weeks.
Yeah, just film your room, Nakinda, and use it as one and sell it as a background.
Yeah,
business idea.
Exactly. Yeah, send it to me because I've got all the lights on in here. Can you believe it? And it's still quite misty and dark. Okay, so we're going to move ahead. I'll pass it to Maria. You're going to kick off the proceedings. Before we do that, let's just ask Nakinda to give us an overview of who you are, what you do, and then Maria, I'll hand the baton to you. So, Mr. Nakinda, how are you? And tell us a little bit about yourself and your professional life as a transformational coach and in the art of diplomacy.
So, hi, it's such a pleasure for me to be here with you lovely ladies, just to have a chat about innovation and how we adapt to change. So I am a transformational coach, and I deal with mindset and confidence building for professional women. And I am also involved in international diplomacy and international relations. I have been in that field of work for just about 10 years. And I've also been on my own personal empowerment journey for even longer than that, but seriously doing it as a study, as a conscious study for just over 10 years as well. So that is a little nutshell of what I do. And I am in a position where I am able to take one part of my professional life and the other and bring them together into what I am able to help women to, the journey that I am able to help women to go on. So that's a little overview.
Fantastic. So Maria, I'm going to hand it to you because you had some very interesting questions that you thought we should ask.
So in fact, just while you were speaking, I was quite, you were talking about you had your own journey of empowerment, which has been stretched longer than your career and your role as a your business as transformational coach. So would you be able to tell us a little bit about that? And then also, if it's not too much, to say how you made that transition from, or well, not even from, because you're doing it both at the same time, the diplomacy and that move to transformational coach, why you decided to do that and help women in their own journey of empowerment.
So that's really great. And sometimes we have a journey and it doesn't have to be dramatic. So mine wasn't a sudden overnight, some sort of momentous event. I grew up in a small town, a small village in a small country. And one of the beauties of growing up in that environment is that everybody knows everybody. And so it's like a community feeling, a community looks after the child, the community helps with family life. And you know everybody, everybody knows you. And that is the strong point of living in that kind of environment and growing up like that. On the flip side, that very same thing could be a hindrance because everybody is involved in what you are doing and everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an idea of a glass ceiling that you should be striving to. And a lot of the times it's based on what your family has achieved. So who is Nakinda to want to be a doctor when there have been no other doctors in her family? Or who is John to want to be a policeman when his father was a farmer? Or who is Julie to want to be, I don't know, a doctor or a teacher or whatever when her mother was just a shopkeeper? So you find people don't even say it, but it's the feeling and it's the expectation that this is where your family climbed and this is where you should go and no further. So even in primary school, I did quite well. And that was at a time when if you do well in primary school, you would be skipped a class. So I remember being skipped from grade 5 to grade 6, to grade 7, whatever it was. And I did an exam to move on to secondary school. And I remember people trying to convince my mother that I shouldn't go to secondary school. Not yet. She's not ready. She shouldn't. I cried it out and I was able to go. And at the end of secondary school, when it was time to move on to college, again, I did well enough to move on to college easily. I remember my mother's employer at the time telling her that she should not send me to college. I wanted to do economics and something else at the time, but that there was a secretarial school in town that she should send me to. And at the same time, this woman was making arrangements to send her son off to America for college and university. In the same conversation, she's saying that I shouldn't go to college in Dominica and that I should settle. Nothing wrong with secretarial skills, but that wasn't what I wanted to do. So very long ago, I had to, I wasn't rude or obnoxious, but I had that loving relationship with my mother where I was able to say, no, I don't, that's not what I want to do. I want to go to college. I want to do this. So from way back then, the glass ceiling, you know it's there, and you just have to be determined to just break it if you need to and not be confined by it. So since from that early age, I knew that if you wanted to do something, there would be resistance sometimes, but you have to speak out. And if you can't speak out, maybe do it silently, but make some kind of navigation around that glass ceiling. And for me, it was just simply saying that I want to go to secondary school now. I passed the exam. Why shouldn't I go? Well, I want to go to college now. I don't want to do this other thing that the person is suggesting. So that was my early encounter with trying to empower myself. I mean, it's not, again, It's not dramatic, but
it is dramatic. It is dramatic because it sounds like it was from a young age as well that you've always had to battle to do, and your mum as well. I mean, thank God that your mum was someone that helped elevate you.
She listened.
Yeah, so I do think actually that is dramatic. And so you've already had that early lesson of okay, cool.
And Nakinda, do you think that's just down to the fear from other people, the fear of maybe you'll fail, maybe she'll have too many challenges, and do you think that's why people say, no, don't put your head above the parapet, because I don't want you to be disappointed?
I think it's a combination. Of exactly as you described it, Natasha. And it could also be that people think that you're trying to go above your station. This is where you're meant to be. Mm-hmm. So perhaps you should stay where it is that you're meant to be. So I think it's a combination of fear. So again, as I said, it was a community. Everybody's loving and they don't mean it in malice. No. They're looking out for you. Mm-hmm. So they may well think that it's the best advice or it's the best thing for you. But if you know within yourself that you have this desire to do something else or to aspire to something else, mm-hmm. you do have to challenge that idea that people are thrusting upon you. If you are able to.
Yeah, you have to answer. I was thinking you have to answer that call, that internal call, because it's strong. And I guess if you don't answer it, it becomes louder and louder and louder. Some people never answer that call, do they?
Never, no.
Yeah.
But you were brave enough and strong enough and courageous enough to answer that call and follow that journey wherever it took you. So,
I mean, at the time, it didn't seem like bravery. It was just saying what I wanted. So I didn't think of it as me being brave, but I was just saying to my mother, this is what I want to do. And I mean, we didn't have money for her to send me off to college or university straight away. That was another journey in itself. But it was just putting that out there that, you know, there's aspirations that I want to have, and I'm willing and able and determined to pursue it.